Hello my small fat adaptive family, and welcome back to the Keto Kitchen's Keto Guide. Today we're going to talk about what happens to your libido when you're on ketosis. I will not be talking directly about my personal experience because my family watch my videos and I don't think they need that. To be honest, I don't think you need that, but this video will have my experiences twinkled in there. I just won't indicate which experiences are mine. And on top of that, I've done a lot of research and I've spoken to others in the community as usual. In this video, I'm going to talk about what happens with both genitalia, because obviously they do different things and different hormones are in charge. I really want to point out, as usual, this is a channel for learning about ketosis, not for discrimination. So if you are trans, please don't think I'm just ignoring your situation. It's just very difficult to say all the different situations to accommodate to everyone without it getting super confusing. So I will just be talking specifically about male and female. So although you may be a man with female genitalia or so on, please take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. I'm not excluding you, I'm just talking about things in a vaguer situation than fits your needs. If there are enough trans folk that want a video purely based on what happens to your sex drive pre-surgery post-hormones, I will do so. But for now, let's jump into this by starting with what keto does to your libido. So let's start this off by talking about weight loss. Now, weight loss doesn't obviously have a direct correlation with your hormones and your sex drive, but weight loss is a huge impact on your confidence. Talking about men, if you've got a large body fat percentage or you've had one, you probably know what it feels like to look down and see not much. When you lose weight, things don't grow per se. They do, however, become more visible, especially as that pubic fat goes down. Ask any man that has lost weight, keto or not, this is one of the strongest boosts to your sex drive you've ever had. To go from literally not seeing it or assuming it's rather small to then, well, having a bigger thing than you assumed, it will give you a lot of confidence, which will then make you want to be more intimate than you were before. Keto has also been shown to lower the levels of bad fat circulating around the body and reducing deposition in arterial walls. If you lose weight and if you work out, even just a little bit, your overall cardiovascular fitness will increase. This will possibly mean you achieve harder erections. It's similar for women. Whilst your parts don't grow or anything like that, if you've lost weight, you're going to feel more confident and potentially be more comfortable doing the deed. And if you work out, your muscles will be stronger and you may be more flexible, sort of meaning that you're more agile in bed and in less discomfort, making you enjoy bedroom time more and maybe want to do it more. So whilst these things aren't directly a change in your hormones, confidence is one hell of a libido raiser. It's absolutely massive. I'd say it's one of the most important things for a high libido. And this may not be directly hormone correlated, but weight loss is shown to boost testosterone levels. And testosterone is the main hormone involved when it comes to your libido. So let's talk about inflammation, right? Keto is known to lower inflammation. If you want more details, check my video out, link below, that goes through all of the benefits of keto and has all the sources and everything you need. With keto lowering inflammation, a benefit is that the blood can go through the body better. So if you're having problems getting it up or keeping it up, keto might aid with that. And it can help with the pain of inflammatory infections such as balanitis, which is the inflammation of the head, posthitis, which is the inflammation of the foreskin, and balanoposthitis, which is the inflammation of both. Whilst these infections will not be cured by keto, keto will, however, help with the pain that comes with these infections, such as itching, swelling, redness, discharge. And for women, inflammation is a main aggressor in infections such as vaginitis and vulvititis, which cause itching, discomfort, and discharge. Then there's bacterial vaginosis, which is a bacterial infection worsened by high inflammatory markers. and pelvic inflammatory disease, which comes with a lot of problems in the pelvic area, such as infections in the lining of the uterus and the fallopian tubes. Whilst keto won't suddenly cure this infection, which is antibiotics, they tend to be the best thing to help, keto can help with the pain that comes with this disease, such as moderate stomach pains that you can get, fevers that you can get, pains when you wee, and most importantly for this video, pain during intercourse. Now let's talk about your actual libido. The main thing in play when it comes to your level of libido is your testosterone. Whilst testosterone is the dominant male hormone, women do of course have levels of testosterone as well, as it is a crucial hormone. A drop in testosterone can absolutely be a cause of a drop in your libido, but it's actually not as common as you think. Sure, as you get older, your hormones decrease and this can cause a drop, but for younger folk that have problems, a lower libido is usually connected to emotions and overall health. For both men and women, a drop in their sex drive is very common if you have problems with your weight and fitness, which we spoke about earlier, high stress, depression or anxiety, relationship problems, you're really exhausted, you take a lot of drugs or you drink often, you smoke, you're on certain medication, or if you've had a change in medication doses, and diabetes. And for women specifically, certain contraceptive pills can cause a massive drop in your libido. There are plenty more reasons that I haven't mentioned here, and a few I'm not going to talk about, such as relationship problems or addictions, as that is a whole different kettle of fish and has less to do with keto and more to do with therapy. I also don't need to talk about weight loss and fitness, as we've literally just spoken about that. But let's now talk about the other common libido killers. So let's start with high stress. When you're eating a high carb diet, also known as a high sugar diet, you're putting a lot of constant pressure on your adrenal glands. Issues like high blood sugar cause cellular damage, which is considered an emergency by your body. Any emergency will call on the adrenals, which is the primary stress gland. And this is where the term sugar rush comes from. It is activating the adrenals in the same way a stimulant like caffeine does. Now the thing is, whilst the adrenal glands are known for releasing the stress hormone, it's not the only hormone that the adrenal gland secretes. One of the many is actually testosterone. But if your adrenal gland is constantly focused on these emergencies and keeping stress hormones high, it doesn't have much time to focus on testosterone. So, less sugar means less pressure on your adrenal glands, your stress levels should be reduced, and your testosterone should go up just a little bit. Lowering stress and higher testosterone are both massive positive changes for your sex drive. With that being said though, when you start ketosis, your cortisol, the stress hormone, will be higher. And this is because your body is used to glucose burning. So initially it would treat your change in diet as an emergency. However, with constant ketosis, which when I say constant, I basically mean after the keto flu, your body realizes it can thrive on ketones and will do so and stop considering it as an emergency. Now, in terms of depression and anxiety or any other mental health issues, these mental health issues can be aided by ketosis. Not cured, aided. Diet has a massive effect on your mental health. There are many direct links in research that show that any diet that's high sugar will wreak havoc on your mental health. Keto is believed to help with some of these mental issues because it's known to produce more GABA. Now, GABA is a neurotransmitter that helps the brain function, and interestingly enough, it's known that the less GABA you have, the more you are at risk of exhaustion or anxiety. Now we're coming up to exhaustion, right? According to the New York Times article in recent years, 1 in 4 Americans say they don't have enough energy to have sex. Are you surprised though? We have stressful lives. We work constantly for not a lot of money in a world that's getting more expensive. Then on top of that, we eat high sugar foods that are just stressing and hurting our bodies out more. Keto will not only improve your sleep, it will improve your energy levels massively. Energy levels are like a really well-known benefit of keto. And then of course, if you're not eating sugar and carbs, your blood sugar isn't all over the place. So you're at a much more stable state of energy rather than just this mad sugar roller coaster. Now let's talk about diabetes, right? Diabetes can lower your libido. I'm not going into this into detail because it's really well covered across all keto vlogs, blogs, diaries, and I've spoken about it many times before. And as I've said, anything that I say that isn't sourced in this, it's sourced in my benefits videos that is linked down below. All I will say is that keto helps put type 2 diabetes into remission. Enough said. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is medication. If you think your medication is affecting your sex drive and it's bothering you, go and talk to your doctor. You might be able to change medication to something that does what it needs to without lowering your libido so much. But sometimes when you change your dose of medication, your body just has to get used to it. That's all it needs. It just needs a little bit of time. And to get used to it, your body will do things like raise your cortisol levels, hold on to body weight, all of these things that naturally will hinder your libido. Now, this should calm down though once your body is used to the change of your medications, which, like with most things, usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks. And the other important thing to know is that both testosterone and estrogen have both been shown to be in higher levels and function better on a high-fat diet. Now, you may notice a drop in your libido when you start ketosis. This is completely normal. It's 100% normal. Read any article at all that counters the positivity of ketosis, and you will hear them say that keto causes a brain fog, a lack of energy, and so many other different negatives, right? And the reality is, this is what ketosis is like. For about 2 weeks, and then your body gets used to the ketones, a time we all call the keto flu. And much like energy levels or brain fog, libido is something that may also be temporarily affected negatively when you start ketosis. Say, for example, with keto comes weight loss, and with weight loss comes estrogen problems. Fat cells can and do manufacture estrogen, which is fat soluble. This means that when you are fat, your fat tends to act as a reservoir of stored estrogen. When you start keto and you start, rapidly losing that water weight and losing a lot of weight quite quickly, and you're burning off this fat, the estrogen will get dumped into your bloodstream, creating a hormonal imbalance that will absolutely nuke your sex drive. Nuke it. However, your body should sense the imbalance going on and try to correct it. Plus, that extra estrogen will be depleted eventually once your body's sorted it out. It's not going to stay there forever. For men, this will likely just lower their sex drive, but for women, this can lead to all kinds of different mood changes, vaginal dryness, changes in periods, and other temporary changes that don't help your libido. But after this time period, woo-wee, you're gonna feel like a 15-year-old all over again. Oh my gosh. And a little extra note for men, you might notice a little bit more volume when you're finished. So you might just want to have a few extra tissues around. And last but not least, let's look at some of the reasons your libido might still be very, very low on a ketogenic diet, because it does happen. Whilst the keto diet will mean you're eating less food, and this is great for weight loss, you may not be eating enough. People commonly make the mistake of dropping their macros or their calories on a ketogenic diet too low. And this can lead to an imbalance in your hormones. You should eat enough. You could be working out too much, so your body's tired, it doesn't have the time to replenish, yada, 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 so on. If this is the case, try working out less and see if that helps. You could also be not eating enough good fats. People often mistake keto for a low-carb, high-protein diet. It is not. It is a low-carb, high-fat, moderate protein diet. Omega-3 fatty acids are excellent for heart health and improved blood circulation. These healthy fats are absolutely abundant in fish, nuts, eggs, olive oil, and avocados, which are staples of the ketogenic diet. Omega-3s are also a building block for those helpful sex hormones and even help raise dopamine levels in the brain that trigger sexual arousal. Make sure you're getting those good fats. Make sure you're not just eating fat. Keto is not a fat free-for-all. Get the good fats. You also might be low on vitamin D and need to get more vitamin D. A lot of research has found that vitamin D plays a key role in the sex drive of both men and women. A study published in the journal Clinical Endocrinology revealed that men with adequate levels of vitamin D had more testosterone over those that had a lower level of vitamin D. They had lower testosterone. Additionally, research published in the Journal of International Urology and Nephrology showed that women with sexual dysfunction, which is when something prevents you from wanting or enjoying sex, had lower blood levels of vitamin D. You can eat foods with vitamin D in them, you can drink drinks with vitamin D in them, but you're only going to get a maximum of about 20% of the vitamin D you need out of nutrition. Get out in the sun as much as you can. Make sure, obviously, you wear sunscreen and stuff, but get out in the sun as much as you can to get good levels of vitamin D. Now, another thing is that your body still isn't used to keto. That could absolutely be an option. Whilst the keto flu only lasts about 2 weeks in most people, fat adaptation can take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. You may just need a little bit more time to get used to it. And lastly, there could be underlying problems with you, whether they're mental or physical. It really might be worth a checkup if your sex drive is bothering you that much and you've gone through everything I've said and everything professionals say. It might be worth just going to your doctors and getting a checkup on certain things. So the keto diet will be much more beneficial to the balance of your sexual hormones than a low-fat diet. Adequate amounts of fat play an important role in regulating both estrogen and testosterone production. And these are really, really super important for regulating your sex drive. With that being said, that's all for this video. Leave a like if you found it interesting, insightful or helpful. Subscribe if you're inclined. If you hit the bell, it will tell you when I upload. Any questions, any comments, any queries, anything down below. Keep calm, keep on. Thanks for watching.